What's up, everyone? This is Anthony with Trigger Warning Conjugate. Okay, so what I wanted to do today was make a video about how to be a good handler. A lot of people have had handlers at meets, but I would say most people who have competed have never handled anyone because most people who compete are relatively new to the sport. So if you've never had to handle someone at a meet, this is going to be sort of guidelines and groupings of things that you might want to be aware of or make sure that you're doing for that person. It's pretty easy to go to a meet and just lift weights. That's what we do. We go and we compete and we lift weights. But if you've never had to help someone through a meet, this is going to be sort of an idea of what you need to be thinking of and what you need to be doing on the day of for that person to make sure that they're successful and you are not one of the variables that contribute to them doing poorly at the meet. You are there to help them. Okay, so the first thing that really shouldn't have to be said, but I've seen it go the other way before, is if you are handling someone at a meet, your number one priority is them. And that's just how it should work. I've seen at meets where handlers are in the corner on their phone, sitting in a chair, not paying attention, and it's messed up things for lifters at those meets. So you want to make sure that your number one priority is that person. You want to hone in on whatever they need. Okay, so you're making sure that their warm-ups are set up and everything else. You're making sure that they have something to drink. You're making sure that they have the food that they need. That's the biggest thing, right? You're there to help them and whatever they need. You're basically a gopher, like go for this, go for that. And that's how that should work. I've seen like some discrepancies with this before in the past where handlers are there just socializing and doing their thing. And it's like, you want to make sure that you're 100% focused on the lifter you're helping. Okay, so you're handling someone at a meet and you don't really know them that well. You might just be a friend of them. You might just be someone that they train with every so often. What you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna ask that person before the meet what their goals are, what their planned attempts are. So you know the plan. A lot of times what happens is someone comes out from under the bar and they make an emotional decision on what they're gonna do their next attempt. It feels light, so they wanna make a bigger jump than they planned. If you talk to them beforehand and you have the plan and you have that plan written out, you know it already. So if your opener looks like trash, this is what you're going to on your second. If your opener looks really good, this is what you're going to on your second. And then they don't get a chance to make that emotional decision that can affect them poorly. I mean, sometimes it works out, but more times than not, if you make an emotional, rash decision on your attempt selection, you're gonna have a rough day. So as a handler, you're kind of an emotional corraller. You wanna make sure that you're making the decisions for them that they can't make necessarily if they're really heightened with adrenaline or they're mad they missed a lift or they're excited it was easy. So talk to them beforehand and say, what are your goals? What are your attempts? And what are your attempts if you're not having a particularly good day with that lift? Okay, so everything should stay the same on meet day. Again, hopefully you know this person, you've seen them train before, but something you can drive home with the person that you're handling is nothing changes. Everything's the same. You want to squat exactly as you would. You want to use the same knee wraps as you would, the same wrist wraps. Don't change anything the day of. Keep this person in a consistent mind state so that they don't have to think about exterior things. Just do exactly as you do in training. And if you don't know them that well and you don't train with them, you can still say that to them and it has the same effect. Everything the same as you would when you're training, and keep them in that flow state where they're just producing numbers. They're just being an athlete and they're performing as they should. Motivation. Okay, so people need different things. Hopefully, you know the person that you're handling well enough to know if they need, a slap in the face before they do something, or you need to tell them to calm down. This is something that you should sort of research if you don't know that person that well. Look at their videos, look at their training videos. Are they a person who gets really amped up and then makes stupid mistakes because they're really fired up? Well, in that case, you're gonna wanna calm that person down. If they look really sluggish in training, maybe you need to fire them up. So that's something that you might want to talk to them about, or just look at videos, or if you know them well enough, you'll know. But that's important on the day of because these meets are 8 hours long. They have to remain focused for 8 hours on the goal. So being able to amplify someone and make them get in the headspace that they need to be to lift weights is really important. And I've seen that go wrong. So that might be something you want to talk about with the person. Like, do you want me to get you excited? Do you need me to calm you down? Again, the recurring theme, it's about them. You are helping them, and it has nothing to do with you. So whatever they need, you need to give them. All right, so that's it. I hope this was helpful. Again, being a handler is super important. You can make or break someone's day. it can make the difference between a huge total, a huge PR, and a small total or no PR or a bomb out. So really pay attention to the fact that you are there for them. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, shoot me a message or drop something in the comments.